Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last part we beat that goddamn ice palace, and now we're gonna head towards the final of the 7 dungeons actually to save the Princess Zelda, because that's, well, we already know she's there thanks to maiden number technically 5, but she's technically supposed to be number 6. Either way, we're heading there, and to get there we need to head to Death Mountain, which obviously I've already made my way here off screen. And head to this screen. This was actually a screen that I remember going to a lot as a kid because I didn't know about the hookshot yet, because I only was like in the early section of the game, so I always wondered how I got across that. I remember that for a fact. Now, this section of Death Mountain doesn't have much going for it, but you do have to head down here and enter this portal to the Dark World. And I love the, I forget if there's a technical name for it, but I love this version of Death Mountain's theme. It's, well, it's supposed to be a remix of it of sorts. It's not the Dark World theme as it is usually. It's great stuff, by the way. Either way, we need to enter the left of those 2 caves and follow this path. Up here, we're gonna dash into a hole, which you need to fall down, by the way. Push this block up. I go back upstairs. And fall down the hole on the right. Which gets us to an area we've never been to, obviously. This is just a fairly sublinear, well, linear of a sorts dungeon. This is the, well, mini dungeon as it is. It's pretty much just another cave, really, now that I think about it. Either way, we want to fall down the lowest hole, because it's how we easily get access to these 2 chests, which contain 20 rupees and bombs. I like that they're trying to keep us up on stock of bombs, because bombs are a lot more useful than arrows in the long run, honestly. Though the bow and arrow does have its uses, don't get me wrong. And with that, welcome to the higher version of Dark World Death Mountain. And we're immediately going to lift up this rock to reveal a staircase. Now, it's in here we get... now, as you can see, there looks to be no pathways, but there actually are pathways, just that they're in the dark. There are 2 ways you can see them, either by using ether like that, or you can, in certain rooms, light up a torch. I don't think there's one for this room, though. There's obviously treasure chests and such in here, but they're all rupees, so I don't really need them. The main thing I came here for is this room, which if you want to either bomb the top or left, if you go through the top door, you'll end up in the fairies fountain. We want to head to the left. And exit the cave. Now, this looks pretty pointless, right? Yeah, use the magic mirror. Then its point will be revealed. Hey, piece of heart number 23. 1 left to go. And I cut back out of that place just for convenience's sake. And here's Turtle Rock, but we can't exactly enter it yet. Why? The entrance is locked by a turtle face. However, in the Light World version, we can reach to this little platform, which is as, well, obviously just the top of the Light World version of it. But we need to press down these in a certain order, right, top, left. And that gives you a Dark World portal, which puts you right on top of Turtle Rock. And if it's not obvious enough by that sigil, use the Quake Medallion here. And with that, we have access to Turtle Rock. A dungeon I have a real love-hate relationship with, actually. And overall, first off, before we even start, as Zelda recommends here, bring a medicine of magic. I'd recommend at least 1 or 2, because you're going to be using a lot of magic here. Now, you might see this question mark thing. You might be wondering, what do you do with it? Use the Cane of Samara on it, and it makes a platform, which goes along the track. And then they immediately overly complicate it by giving you multiple directions. In the case of a point where you have a branch, you have to hold the thing in the direction you want to go in. And for here, we want to head to the northeastern corner. And then we got this room. Get the platform up, get out the fire rod, because you need it here. There are 4 torches in this room you need to light up. However, I recommend waiting until you're in the interior of all 4 to use them. Because... the thing with torch rooms like this is that 9 times, well, actually not 9 times out of 10, a good amount of the times when you, when one of the torches goes out, the door will close again. And I think I know for a fact, at least, that this is one of those cases. Like there, yeah, see? What you're supposed to do here, technically, is either hug the left or right walls in order to get past these spike things. You can also use the magic cape, but I just decided, screw it, I'll take the damage. And here we get the dungeon map. A magic thing, and a small key. I actually never looked at how big the map was, did I? Eh. This dungeon's decently sized. It's the final out of the main 7 to rescue the maiden, so I'd hope it would be. And from here on, we want to head to the northwest of this room. And meet a cameo, I believe. Or is that the room after this? It's the room after this. Well, technically this is a cameo. It's Pokey! That's not this actual thing's name. It's like Killumbug or something, but here's the true cameo. Chain Chomps. These guys, as far as I can recall, are entirely immortal. And it's never entirely clear on what you have to do in this room. In fact, I recall getting stuck here when I was a kid and asking my brother for advice on what to do. What we have to do is first off, hit the crystal switches, so that the blue is lowered and not the orange. And then push this block. Yeah, that's totally obvious. Mind you, this was back when gamers were a lot more experimental and didn't immediately go to game facts, so, yeah. And here's the main, well, the secondary gimmick, really, of Turtle Rock, especially with this floor. Is that there are tunnels that are fairly similar to certain... I can't recall a game where I saw these immediately off the top of my head. I suppose kind of like pipes from the Mario RPGs, where they'll take you to one place and one place only, really. It's a very twisted path. It kind of reminds me of one of those games where there's multiple choices of an ending point for you, and you just have to follow... oh, crap, what's the thing? There's something like this in Mario Master of Disguise, and... Mario Party 1, where something gets dropped and it just follows the path that the first one it goes. Like, if there's a path in between the two, it'll just follow that. I can explain this so much better, but those who played Mario Party 1 and Wario Masters of Disguise probably know what I'm talking about. Was it Mario Party 2? I don't recall. May have been 2, actually. By the way, there's an eyeball there that shoots lasers. That's totally out of nowhere. And in here we get the big key. Honestly, though, I think I mentioned it before, but one of the things I really like about this game is that all the dungeons are very decently sized. You won't be stuck in them for hours. The longest I can ever recall being stuck in one as a kid is like 20 minutes. And I mean like legit just, and I don't mean just like it's total time spent in the dungeon. I mean like absolutely lost with nowhere to go. Because since the maps are fairly self-contained, it's pretty obvious where it's fairly straightforward what you have to do. Like, even me, as much as I love Majora's Mask, I got stuck on some of those dungeons for a couple hours. Namely, Stone Tower and Great Bay. The Great Bay is actually my favorite temple in that game nowadays, because I love the gimmick. I don't love the boss, however. I still have to beat Majora's Mask 3D. You'd think I would have, given how much I love that game, but I just got distracted after Woodfall. Anyway, this room's kind of painful. All 5 of these eyes will shoot lasers. Better bring your best dodging game, like you're in Smash Brothers or something. And this is actually, I think, the only occasion in the game where you actually go outside the dungeon like this. Link's Awakening would do a similar thing, actually. But before we go back into the dungeon, let's head into this cave in the light world, which contains Garayas that we need to shoot with arrows. Admittedly, the Garaya's hitbox is a bit odd with how it walks, because it's never quite been clear to me what the exact center of the hitbox is. But, oh well, they're all dead. Mutilate some moles, and we get a treasure chest containing Piece of Heart number 24. We are 100% pretty much. Yeah, pretty much actually, because after this dungeon, there's only one thing really left to get, and we'll be getting that no matter what. So yeah, we're pretty much 100%. Either way, let's continue on. And here we get the dungeon item. Which is... the mirror shield. We can now reflect beams that our old shield couldn't in a block. So, the eye lasers, pretty much. And I don't think this is actually required. Think, as usual, keyword. Though I have to admit, that's one hell of a size increase for this thing, because it's like blocking Link's point of view, practically. I still think my favorite version of the mirror shield's actually the Ocarina of Time one. I love the pentagonal design. This room is a branch, obviously, north and east. To the east, there is a rupee room, but I don't really need rupees anymore. Unless I wanted to buy, like, a medicine in between this and the final dungeon. But I don't. I like how I say that, but I immediately go for this, which contains a small key. Wait, no, I had to go for that. Never mind. Would you believe I recorded this morning? Wait, was that this morning or was that... No, that was last night. I'm starting to lose track of time nowadays. Great. Anyway, this room sucks. Our overall goal is the door in the southwest, but before we do that, we have to head down to here and step on this floor switch. Only step on that once, by the way. And after that, we have to direct ourselves through this really mazy path to get to the southwest corner exit. And even then, you can't get directly there from here, because we have to go through a slight branch first. Head north now, then hold west. And this room. Don't fall down the pit like I did. Great. I do like the color scheme of the final Link here, pretty much. Well, not quite final Link, but I do like it. And in here we got a bunch of optional chests. There's a key in the bottom one, but the biggest problem here is the fact that you have to take hits. The way you're supposed to go around this I just didn't take is... If you go all the way to the south, there's another exit to the outside, which you're supposed to use that and combine it with the magic mirror. But I said, screw it, I'm going the commando way. And not gonna lie, it does a lot of damage. But oh well. In the long run, I guess it's kind of like a Pyrrhic boss. You know, it's weird. Pyrrhic was one of those words I was supposed to have learned in school via this, like, 101 words you need or something. No, 1001, I think it was, vocab words. But I already learned that because that's how someone I know always described Hard Man in Mega Man 3. Because you can deal a lot more damage to him than he can to you, if you know how to shoot right. Anyway, now we head... that's actually, I think, one of the very few directly down staircases in the game. I don't remember seeing many of those in terms of, like, floor transitions. Odd. Either way, with that, we're at the boss. Meet Trinexx. Trinexx is actually a very interesting boss. First off, you have to get rid of the two other heads other than the main one. The way we do that is that we hit them with their opposite elements. We hit the blue one with the fire rod, the red one with the ice rod. Then it takes about 3 or 4 sword slashes, I think. 3. By the way, this boss is a bit annoying on the Game Boy Advance because he takes up a lot of the screen due to the different screen ratio. And with that, the second phase of the boss begins, where Trinexx, that's a speedrunner, Kyle. Trinexx, first off, it has a really long explosion. It's like Mega Man X2 up in here. He'll move around the room like a snake, and then you have to slash at his body. It only takes like 5 or 6 slashes. Actually, that may have been 3. He's not a very hard boss. In fact, he's probably the easiest out of all the 8 dungeon bosses, really. 8. Yeah, I suppose 8. And with that, we get the final heart container. And the final maiden. Hi, Zelda. How you doing, girl? I haven't seen you in about, what, 12 parts, practically? I appreciate your coming so far to rescue me, as I thought you are the legendary hero. I felt this from the first time we met. Ganon is waiting inside of his tower to pass through the gate linking the two worlds. Once Ganon enters the light world, it is unlikely that anyone can stop him. But if he stays in the closed space of this world, you can find him wherever he runs. Now go to the Tower of Ganon. We will use our combined power to break the barrier. Let's return peace to the country without fail. Do I understand? Yes, I do, ma'am. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, only one dungeon left to go. But 2 parts. Let's head on over there, shall we? In fact, if you're wondering where the Tower of Ganon is, if you look on the map, it's fairly obvious. It's where the Tower of Hera was in Light World. By the way, screw these guys. These are Lion Elves. They're enemies back from Zelda 1. And they hurt. And here we are. God, look at its Technicolor. Link, we're going to break the barrier of Ganon's Tower with our power. Hey, that rhymed. That's a very long staircase. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, with this, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 14, we're going after Ganon's Tower. See you guys then.